This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 20th day of April in the year 2026. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. Two Guyanese men who were jointly facing a terrorism charge alongside a Venezuelan woman for allegedly aiding the prime suspect in that October 2025 gas station bombing walked free today after Magistrate Alicia George upheld the defense's no-case submission. The court found that there was insufficient evidence to link the men, Wayne Correa and Ramesh Pramdio, to the crime. However, Venezuelan national Jennifer Rodriguez was committed to stand trial in the High Court based on the evidence before the court. Magistrate George handed down the ruling today in the Lenora Magistrates Court, bringing an end to the paper committal proceedings in that court. During the proceedings, a total of 244 statements and exhibits were tendered. However, counsel for both Correa and Pramdio advanced no case submissions on the grounds of insufficient evidence, while counsel for Rodriguez opted not to pursue any such submission. Magistrate George in her analysis found that approximately 85% of the statements and exhibits presented to the court related to the alleged principal offender, Daniel Ramirez Poidomo, also known as Kenny, and the others charged. She said the evidence against the two Guyanese men, Correa and Pramdio, is peripheral. Magistrate George said the evidence before the court established that Alexander Betancourt, another accused, contacted Correa regarding a boat engine and subsequently requested a taxi driver's contact. Correa then provided Pramdio's contact information. However, Magistrate George ruled that there was no evidence to suggest that Correa knew the intentions of the prime suspect. The magistrate said the prosecution relies heavily on alleged inconsistencies in Mr. Correa's account, including the absence of call records. However, she said there is no evidence that Mr. Correa knew of any plan to commit terrorism, and no evidence that he intended by his actions to assist or encourage such an offense. The magistrate said a prima facie case had not been made out against the accused, noting that the prosecution failed to establish evidence of knowledge or intent required for aiding and abetting. Similarly, the magistrate said in the case of Pramdio, the prosecution also failed to establish the requisite means or participation, and as such, he too was discharged. It was Pramdio who collected Betancourt and Piodomo from Perica and transported them to a hotel. However, the court ruled that there was no evidence to suggest that he knew of the intended plan to bomb the gas station. In the case of Rodriguez, the magistrate said although there was no submission of insufficient evidence pursued on her behalf, the court opted to independently assess the evidence. Based on the evidence, the court found that Rodriguez provided assistance to Piodomo after he committed the alleged offense, at a time when she was aware that he was wanted by the police in connection with the bombing. The magistrate said there is sufficient evidence upon which a reasonable jury, properly directed, could convict, and as such Rodriguez was committed to stand trial in the High Court. More news coming up in a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Dead the horse with Bowser.
This is your time.
Yeah, but we didn't get all we needed last Christmas, and now we can.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
Let's renovate our home and purchase appliances.
And plan a trip with the kids.
Or buy a new car.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza. Same day approvals. Apply in person or safely online. Plus a chance to win lots of prizes. This is your time to get what you need. Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
The future of oil and gas in Guyana isn't just offshore, it starts with you. You too can become an expert in oil and gas with full training right here at home for the first time at the Guyana Technical Training College Inc. in Port Moran, Berbice. This two-phase program equips you with the skills to operate and maintain FPSOs offshore Guyana, with hands-on training from the 18-month accredited Advanced Diploma in Oil and Gas course. Don't just watch the industry grow with it. Take your first step toward a career in oil and gas. Since oil production started offshore, oil and gas companies have been investing in the long-term development of Guyana.
History doesn't wait. For the 8th time, Guyana stands on the world stage. One fighter carries a nation behind him. One challenger stands in his way. One ring. One world title. 800,000 standing as one. This is more than a fight. This is Guyana. Don't miss this moment. Get your tickets now.
The attorney for the prime suspect in the October 2025 gas station bombing case asked the court this morning for an additional 2 weeks to submit a proposal to the prosecution, even as her client repeated to the court that he acted alone and that the other accused are innocent. Late last month, the prime suspect, Venezuelan national Daniel Alexander Ramirez Perdomo, told the Chief Magistrate acting Faith McGusty that he was the sole person responsible for the deadly bombing that claimed the life of 6-year-old Soraya Borna. He repeated that position today when the case came up again at the Georgetown Magistrates Court. But his assigned attorney, Sharon Boyce, told the court that she would need an additional 2 weeks to prepare a proposal based on Perdomo's admission of guilt. The attorney explained that the main accused has been engaged and the process has taken a step forward. However, additional time is needed to conclude the proposal. Police prosecutor Mandel Moore did not object to the request, but he asked that clear timelines be set for the provision of the defense's submission. Moore also indicated to the court that he too would need approximately 2 weeks to review the proposal and prepare the necessary paperwork. The acting chief magistrate, after hearing both sides, set the 4th of May for the submission of the proposal by the defense and the 20th of May for report. However, she warned that should no progress be made by then, she will proceed with the case. Speaking through an interpreter, the prime suspect reminded the court of his earlier admission that he acted alone and the other accused are innocent. Perdomo was charged with terrorism alongside Alexander Betancourt, Johnny Buduram, and Crystal LaCruz in the Georgetown Magistrates Court, while 3 others, Wayne Scaraya and Ramesh Pramdio, along with Jennifer Rodriguez, are facing a similar charge in the Lenora Magistrates Court. Perdomo told the court that he learned that although he admitted guilt, the other accused persons are still behind bars. But the chief magistrate indicated to him that not because he admitted liability, the case against the others would conclude. She explained that it now depends on the director of public prosecutions. The Perdomo insisted, however, that at the end of the day, they were not involved in anything, and it was just him. The acting chief magistrate reminded the accused that it is a process and the office of the DPP must do its work. Perdomo's admission last month came even as the acting chief magistrate was preparing to commence the paper committal proceedings in the terrorism case. The accused was arrested back in October of last year, days after the explosion at the mobile service station on Regent Street. He was caught on camera leaving a bag in the same area that the explosion took place. The young girl who died was in a car with family members at the gas station when the explosion went off. More news coming up in a moment. Tonight, the investigations are ongoing into those missing weapons and ammunition at the Cove and John police station. The Guyana police force has confirmed that it is probing the suspected theft of 7 firearms and 68 rounds of ammunition from the Cove and John police station on the east coast of Demerara. The guns and ammunition were discovered missing from the arms room of the police station last Wednesday. The police said the missing firearms comprise of 4 9mm pistols and 3.32 pistols. According to the police, preliminary investigations revealed the matter came to light during checks and a subsequent audit of exhibits and firearms lodged at the station. The police said the matter was reported through the established chain of command, and the Office of Professional Responsibility has since commenced the investigations. Several statements have been obtained and relevant records extracted as part of the probe. The Guyana Police Force in its statement also said it is pursuing all necessary investigative and operational measures to account for and recover the missing weapons and ammunition. A sergeant attached to the station was arrested in relation to the matter, and he remains in custody as the investigations are ongoing. The Guyana Police Force said it would like to assure the public that the matter is being treated with the seriousness it warrants, and that all appropriate action will be taken in accordance with the law and the established protocols. Guyana's ambassador to the European Union, Narain Singh, who was a People's Progressive Party civic agent during the 2020 elections, today told the court that he was not present when the then Region 4 returning officer claimant Mingo reportedly made the first declaration of election results for Region 4. He also testified that he could not recall the second declaration being made. Singh made the disclosures as he was being cross-examined by defense attorney Nigel Hughes as the election fraud case resumed at the Georgetown Magistrates Court before the acting chief magistrate Faith McGusty. Mingo is among 9 persons facing a total of 28 charges of attempting to commit fraud at the 2020 general and regional elections. In earlier testimony, Singh told the court that Mingo had announced his intention to declare the results of the votes cast in Region 4 and proceeded to do so at the Guyana Elections Commission Command Center, although the tabulation process was incomplete. But as he was questioned by attorney Nigel Hughes, Singh told the court that he was not in the room when Mingo reportedly made the first declaration, nor could he recall the second declaration. Hughes then suggested to Singh that based on his knowledge, he was unaware whether or not a declaration had been made by Mingo. Dodging the question, Singh attempted to direct the court's attention to publications made by the press, but Hughes redirected him to the question. Against that background, Hughes suggested to Singh that the evidence he provided to the court earlier that Mingo had declared the results of the election was mischaracterized. Singh responded in the affirmative, admitting that he could not say. However, he rejected Hughes' assertion that his evidence against Mingo was mischaracterized. As the attorney continued to press Singh, Special Prosecutor Darshan Ramdani stood in objection, telling the court that Hughes' line of questioning was unfair. During the course of Singh's testimony, the court also heard that he was stationed at the Hope Secondary School during the 2020 elections, where he received a copy of a statement of poll from the presiding officer at the close of poll. That SOP was taken, according to Singh, to Freedom House. But as he was grilled by Hughes, Singh could not remember key details about the SOP and the full name of the person who he had given it to at Freedom House. It was then that Hughes questioned whether it was possible that the content of the SOP could have been altered between the time it was received and the time it was delivered to Freedom House. Again, as Hughes continued to press him for answers, the prosecutor, Ramdani, objected, telling the court that Hughes' line of questioning was scandalous. Ramdani said the questions lacked foundation and were speculative and unfair. Attorney Nigel Hughes, however, told the court that the questions were relevant and that he has a duty to defend his clients. Singh, in the end, did not answer the question. Meanwhile, while being led by State Prosecutor Madana Ramprasad, Singh walked the court through a number of video recordings that he had taken during the events that unfolded at the Ashmans building during the course of the elections. In the recordings, he identified a number of individuals, including agents from a number of political parties and local and international observers.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2026 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Persons eligible for registration must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for their area of residence to apply. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were registered, apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered must collect their new ID cards if they have not yet done so. This registration exercise will end on May 29, 2026. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at a different address than the one you were registered at. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
On a new date, Sunday 26th of April, Team Extra presents its annual Creek Explosion, performing live from Jamaica, Javinci. Granny Ivy and JJ Vibes. Music by DJ Bobby Kush, DJ Papa Feelings, DJ Magnum, DJ Garwin, David Hype, and Janus. Girls Dance Off Competition first prize $50,000, second prize $30,000, and third prize $20,000. At Aziza, Akusa, Creek, Outside, Splashman's on a new date, Sunday 26th of April. Early birds, ticket $3,000. Tickets location, White Castle Fish Shop, Fireside Suites, Just Your Size Boutique, HJ Box Office, Short Boss Boutique, and Team Extra Stabroek Market. Compliments of Fireside, Grill and Chill, Extra Ginger Ale, and Czar Lager Beer. Be a leader.
Dead the horse with Bowser.
This is your time.
Yeah, but we didn't get all we needed last Christmas, and now we can.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
Let's renovate our home and purchase appliances.
And plan a trip with the kids.
Or buy a new car.
Republic Bank Cash Bonanza. Same day approvals. Apply in person or safely online. Plus a chance to win lots of prizes. This is your time to get what you need. Republic Bank Cash Bonanza.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabroek Market.
This Mother's Day, treat those special ladies to something extra special. Father Moe and Determined Family Enterprise presents RWB, Roses, Wine and Brunch. Join Join us on Sunday, May 10 at the BV Ground Tarmac, East Coast, Demerara. Gates open from 3 p.m. for an unforgettable afternoon of great food, fine wine, and amazing vibes. Enjoy entertainment by Super Ray, DJ Aquilo, Father Moe, Gully Ras, Papa, and Mikey Spice. Plus, over $600,000 in giveaways. Early bird admission just $4,000, or go elevated VIP for $12,000. RWB, Roses, Wine, and Brunch. Sunday, May 10 at the BV Ground Tarmac. Celebrate those special ladies the way they deserve. Compliments of Barefoot Wine, Hennessy, Heineken, Tropical Rhythm, ENET, Always, Pro Graphics, Caviar Coley, 94.1 Boom FM, Moet, and Fireside Grill and Chill.
Ice the cocoa tea, the sugar, and together we are complete, darling.
Please drink responsibly.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Optique Vision Care commissioned a $1 billion state-of-the-art eye hospital over the weekend in Georgetown, making the facility one of its first in the region. The facility will provide comprehensive ophthalmology services, including examinations, advanced diagnostics, and specialized surgeries, which include cataract, glaucoma, orbit, and other surgeries. President Irfan Ali, who delivered the keynote address at the opening, lauded the investment, stating that it forms part of the government's broader healthcare strategy.
This investment opens new possibilities for healthcare in Guyana. It is a signal of confidence in our country, confidence in our economy, and confidence in the future of our people. And more importantly, a forward movement in the direction of accessible and quality health care in Guyana.
President Ali also said although attention is being placed nationally and is focused on what is being done by the government in the health sector, such as the commissioning of new hospitals and the expansion of health services, the significant investments that are being made by private healthcare providers are worthy of similar attention. He said such investments also makes Guyana attractive for medical tourism.
The construction of this hospital stands as proof of the strides that are being made by private healthcare providers, and it reflects a simple but powerful fact that we often overlook. That fact is that when the private sector invests in healthcare, the entire nation benefits. Private healthcare providers play an essential role in expanding services, raising standards, reducing waiting times, introducing new technologies, and importantly, aligning with national goals.
Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of Optique Eye Hospital, Danny Narain, has assured that the new facility will provide quality eye care to all patients.
This institution stands not just on infrastructure, but on the foundation of purpose and shared vision. From the very beginning, our goal was simple: to create a place where people in Guyana can access quality eye care with confidence, a place where patients feel comfortable, respected, and genuinely cared for. Today, that vision is not only a reality, but we have broadened the scope to include all aspects of eye care in Guyana.
The CEO said the new facility is more than just another piece of infrastructure, but it's a testament to determination and the realization of corporate dreams. The Ministry of Housing is moving apace with the construction of 110 young professional homes in the new Palmyra housing scheme in Berbice. Housing Minister Colin Crowe visited the project over the weekend and was told that the project is 35% complete, with 3 of the units already at about 50% completion. The homes are expected to be completed by the end of June, Minister Kroll explained that the young professional homes being constructed in Berbice are similar to those constructed in Georgetown and Region 4 and are being built at a cost of $19.5 million each. He highlighted that all contractors involved in the project are from the Berbice area. 50 Berbice-based contractors are engaged in the project, with employment being created for just over 450 persons. During the visit, the minister also noted that the government has reserved 1,100 house lots at Palmyra for the construction of homes as part of the nationwide housing program. Additionally, 99% of 100 three-bedroom houses in the area have already been completed. Junior engineer Orlando Arno, attached to the CHPA and serving as one of the project's engineers, explained that each unit measures approximately 700 square feet. The homes comprise one self-contained master bedroom, 2 additional bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a general kitchen, and living area, along with a dedicated laundry space. 2 Brazilian nationals and a Venezuelan were jailed for 5 months and fined for illegally mining in the Iwukrama protected area. Back in December, an enforcement mission with the GGMC, that's the Guyana Georgian Mines Commission, the Iwukrama Rangers and the police saw the arrest of the Brazilian nationals, Rodney Barbosa Pereira and Eduardo de Souza, along with Venezuelan national Jose Cordero. In a statement, the Iwukrama protected areas described the conviction as a win in the efforts to stop illegal mining in the protected area. Iwukrama said its management is grateful for the continued support of the Natural Resources Ministry, the Guyana Georgian Mines Commission, the Police Force, the Protected Areas Commission, and the Environmental Protection Agency for their support in these enforcement operations. There have been ongoing efforts by Iwukrama and other stakeholders to stem the illegal gold mining situation within the protected areas. Despite its efforts, it was explained that suspected illegal activities seem to be continuing near the protected area. Iwukrama said despite efforts by the GGMC to remove river dredges back in February, it is concerned that there are other suspected illegal river dredges in the area. Iwukrama explained that foreign nationals from Brazil who are here without any work permit were seen setting up operations in the area. The center is reminding that gold mining activities are strictly prohibited in the Iwukrama forests and rivers that buffer the protected area.
Linden Town Week 2026 has just gotten bigger. Join Go Mosley Entertainment on Thursday, the 30th of April at the Retrieve Hard Court in Linden for Big Woman Still Gotcha Things, the official Linden Town Week Big People Party. And for the first time in Linden, live on stage, the Queen of Soca, Alison Hines. Plus 3 one-man bands and the one-woman band. Advance tickets are $5,000. Get your tickets at World Access Top-Up Shop on Republic Avenue, Mackenzie, Barnes Taxi in Mackenzie, Shemaine's Bar in the Mackenzie Market, R&T Clothing World in the Mackenzie Market, Shabba Hardware at 1 Mile Wisma, and Go Mosley Radio on Church Street in Georgetown. The Linden Town Week Big People Party 2026 with Alison Hines. Compliments of Banks Beer, XM Rums, GT Beer, drink responsibly, One Communication, Church's Chicken, Sheriff Security, 592 Tees, Star Party Rentals, Fireside Grill, and Go Mosley Radio.
Kick off this summer in style with Pink and Bougie. Experience the Eldorado Pink and Bougie Soca Brunch Gala on June 21st at Ivory on the Park Rooftop, Brooklyn, New York. Tickets are $75 each and include an all-you-can-eat premium buffet, plus a live performance by Denise Balfour. Music by DJ Messi from Trinidad and Tobago, DJ Neville, DJ Energy, DJ Roddy, and DJ Princess Chow. Get your tickets now from Eventbrite or Caribbean Bites Restaurant, 488 East 98th Street, Brooklyn. Vibing from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. on June 21st at the Eldorado Pink and Bougie Soca Brunch. Good food, great music, and unforgettable energy. Dress pink and bougie. This is where summer begins.
Welcome to Churches New Amsterdam.
20 years of churches, chickens, you and us, and there is nothing missing. So many friends and strangers pass through our doors, and they always come back for more. Guyana, the love keeps growing, and we thankful for the support you are showing. There's so many locations and much more to come. It's gratitude and celebration. Can you feel the love? 20 years of churches, chicken. It's you and us, and there is nothing missing. So many friends and strangers pass through our doors, and they always come back for more. Feel the love.
Guyana, up your cash! Over 100 winners! More than $2.5 million in cash and prizes up for grabs. Win cash every week. Plus a chance to up your cash to $500,000. And that's not all. Win back your grocery bill up to $20,000 cash every week. Just grab any Buster Turbo Energy Drink, Fruitopia, Oasis Flavored Water, Fruita, or Viva Sparkling Flavored Water. Look for the code starting with BB, then visit at Buster Guyana on Facebook or Instagram for details. Up your cash today.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guy is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guy's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guy Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future.
Feel spice power in every sip.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar says there is no need for a curfew following the killing of a municipal police officer at the San Fernando City Corporation Municipal Police Station on Kings Wharf, according to Trinidad Guardian. In a statement Sunday, Persad-Bissessar said she had been advised that the incident at the station was not an external attack on the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS, or other national security agencies. Instead, she said it was an internal betrayal within the Trinidad and Tobago Municipal Police Service, TTMPS. She stressed that the TTPS is a separate entity from the TTMPS and said TTPS officers were not involved in the incident. The Prime Minister said the Ministry of Homeland Security and the TTPS would provide full support to the Municipal Police Service, San Fernando Mayor Robert Parris, and the San Fernando City Corporation to investigate the matter, recover the stolen items, and bring the situation to closure. The body of Acting Corporal Anuska Eversley, 42, was discovered at the Municipal Police Headquarters in San Fernando around 4:40 a.m. Sunday. Some 62 guns and 4,000 rounds of ammunition were also stolen from the station's armory. The mother of 3 children, aged 18, 15, and 7, had been fatally shot in the upper body. Eversley had over 19 years of service. The killing has sparked concern among members of the public, with calls in some quarters for stronger emergency measures. However, Persad-Bissessar said such measures were not necessary at this time. Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado expects to be back in her home country before the end of 2026 and is urging the United States to accelerate plans for elections, according to Reuters. Speaking in an interview with Reuters late on Sunday, the Nobel Peace Prize winner said she absolutely saw herself back in Venezuela soon, warning that the longer it took for the country to hold elections, the greater the risk of civil unrest. The U.S. captured President Nicolas Maduro in January, raising hopes among some of his opponents that Machado, 58, would play a central role in running the country. U.S. President Donald Trump instead put Delcy Rodriguez, Maduro's former deputy, in charge, saying Machado didn't have the support needed to run the country in the short term. Machado left Venezuela in December, defying a decade-long travel ban to receive the Nobel Prize, after mainly living in hiding for more than a year following disputed elections in 2024. Maduro was declared the winner in those elections over opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez, leading to countrywide protests. Machado, an industrial engineer by training, had been barred from running for office. Rodriguez has since won praise from the U.S. administration for her performance, but Machado rejected that as a sign Trump wanted her in the position for the long term. Machado said that with Maduro's capture, Venezuelans were expecting major changes to the government and economy, with those expectations needed to be met fast to prevent the risk of anarchy. And finally tonight, international news. A ceasefire between the United States and Iran appeared in jeopardy on Monday after the U.S. said it had seized an Iranian cargo ship that tried to run its blockade, and Tehran vowed to retaliate, refusing for now to join new peace talks. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said Washington has shown it was not serious about pursuing the diplomatic process, and Tehran would not change its clearly stated demands, adding that it did not believe in deadlines or ultimatums when safeguarding national interests. The United States had hoped to start negotiations in Pakistan shortly before the 2-week ceasefire expires, with sweeping security preparations underway in Islamabad. But the Iranian Foreign Ministry said the U.S. was insisting on some unreasonable and unrealistic positions. A senior Iranian source told Reuters the continuation of the U.S. blockade on Iranian ports was undermining the prospects of peace talks, and Tehran's defensive capabilities, including its missile program, were not open to negotiation. A Pakistani security source said Pakistan's key mediator had told U.S. President Donald Trump the blockade was an obstacle to talks, and that Trump had replied that he would consider the advice. The U.S. has maintained a blockade of Iranian ports, while Iran has lifted and then reimposed its own blockade on marine traffic passing through the Strait of Hormuz, which typically handles roughly 1/5 of the world's oil and liquefied gas supply. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.